let's talk consoles. In particular, consoles around the Game Boy and Game Boy Advanced. Used to have Game Boy original. Sold that off when I was younger and just got rid of all of my collection. And also had a Game Boy Color Pokemon edition, which was the yellow front and the blue back. Don't have those anymore. Sold that off, and the Game Boy Pocket Light also had that. Once again, sold that off. Also on my list to probably end up selling off just because I don't use them is the Game Boy Pocket. I've got the silver and the green, and in fact with the green I also have the camera in box, but none of these do I use, and they're just on my shelf gathering dust. Because I collect to play, not to necessarily preserve, although I do enjoy preserving some of the games that I have. I like the fact that they're in my collection, and they'll be in my collection for years to come. The early Game Boy stuff was enjoyment for me, but I'm not attached to it. And I don't use these. I prefer the color screen to the grey screen, so these probably end up on eBay at some point. But yeah, the smaller form factor in these, they fit in your jeans back pocket okay. They're quite rugged, and you know, this one I lost the battery cover for, so it's just a clear battery cover. I managed to get a green one. It's slightly off colour on that one. It's a bit darker than the rest of the unit, but yeah, close enough. They are a nice form factor, easily played with. They're not too heavy, unlike the original ones, which felt a bit cumbersome and heavy, especially if you're lying in bed looking at them. But the fact that there's no backlight on these, they're difficult to see. To me, they're not something I want in my collection going forward, because the shelf space is not a lot there, and it's valuable, and there are other things I'd rather see on those shelves than these. But at the time, they gave me a lot of enjoyment. Then we move into the Game Boy Advanced console. Now, these, I've got two. I've got the white and I've got the clear. Of course, the white these days is a lot more yellow. Battery cover, once again, had to be replaced at some point, so the cover's white, and it's a remanufactured cover, not original, but the unit has gone yellow. You know, probably could treat it to clean it up and make it clearer, but yeah, that's of no interest to me. Someone will get enjoyment out of these. I noticed that a lot of these people are keen on getting their hands on these to put IPS backlit screens in, and they look fantastic. And yeah, they're quite upgradable with the backlit IPS screen, and also replacing the battery section with a lithium rechargeable battery, making these quite a good unit. Now, why these are so attractive is the form factor is really nice to play with. Everything, you know, is easily held and accessed, much better than the original Pocket, and of course with the Pocket, these are all the buttons you had, whereas these, a lot more. These are quite enjoyable to play with, and also, of course, they'll take the original Game Boy cartridges, so the Game Boy Advanced and Game Boy compatible, whether these ones are just Game Boy. So these are slowly going up in price. Not a great deal, but you know, I think I picked these up at like $30 each second hand at some point, and I get looking at eBay, they range depending on the condition and the color and the model. They range up to $70, and I've seen them as high as $80 and $100 sold. So I'm not really sure where that's going, but the form factor of these is very comfortable in the hand. You've got the additional buttons for the Game Boy Advanced games, and it is backwards compatible. So yeah, from that standpoint, these are a really nice unit to have. These I might be keeping on to, might convert, I'm not sure. They may end up on eBay, don't know. But because they're a nice form factor, they do Game Boy and Game Boy Advanced. They may end up being a keeper. But why am I so unsure about that? Well, let's talk about the SP. The SP, I've got the blue and the silver. And you might be wondering why I seem to have two of each console. It's quite easy. The game saves go onto the cartridge, not onto the console. And the battery lives aren't always as long. So to have a spare unit with you that's got batteries loaded, ready to go, yeah, you can carry out the batteries around. But these ones, especially, are a rechargeable battery. Whereas these other ones are all, AA or AAA batteries. And you can easily carry batteries and swap them out. And these, you'd also play, link cables with friends, etc. So things like Zelda Four Swords. These ones, you can play Zelda Four Swords, etc., but they're rechargeable. So when the battery goes flat, you're in strife. They're a small, nice fit in the pocket really easily. These are both the AGS 101 models. I don't know if you can see that. But when the battery goes flat on these, you've got to plug them into the charge. You can't just quickly change the battery. These, really nice form factor on these. We've got the silver and the blue pearl. The thing I love about these have the backlight, and not only do they have the backlight, but they've got the brightness change on the backlight. And I can't show you the blue one because I'm pretty sure I need to charge that one. Yeah, I've flattened that one. But these, they've been in my pocket. They've been thrown in bags. They're roughed around a little bit. They've got some scratches on the surface. But they keep going. And it's just a quick boot up and a quick shut down. Screens are pretty well protected when you're not using them, and they're a really good solid little device. The AGS 101 is the preferred if you can get it because of the backlight screen, whereas the AGS, the non-101 version it's side lit. So it's still a lit screen and it's still playable, but these just look better. So these are really what I play with. And once again, yes, they do handle the Game Boy cartridge as well as the Game Boy Advanced cartridge. So they are backwards compatible. They're really easy to see. You get a reasonable battery life on them, and they're actually not a bad size to play. You can mess around with the screen size by pressing the left right buttons, how it looks on the screen. You've got it seems like it'd be uncomfortable, but it's quite easy to hold and play those buttons and the top buttons. Some people complain about getting cramps from them. I've never had that issue. Love these consoles. Now, we then move into the next realm, which the standard Game Boy cartridge won't fit, and we are only looking at the Game Boy Advanced. And the first one of those is the Micro. Now, different feeling, but it actually sits quite nicely in the hand, and because it's got the smaller screen, which once again is a backlit screen, it's one of those ones where the graphics, because it's a smaller screen, actually come up so much crisper, and it's actually a real joy to play this little unit. This one's a bit of a pride and joy. This one hasn't been roughed around. I love this one. It's the 20th anniversary Mario edition. These are actually getting up quite a way in price, so I paid sub $100 for this one when I picked it up, and it's one that, you know, I'm not going to be letting this one go in a hurry, because this is just, it's a collector's item now. It keeps going up. I look after it, I protect it. This one is I play with it every now and then because the screen is so crisp, but I tend to play more with these two than anything else. But that one's a real keeper and I love it. The last one, and it's not really about the Game Boy with the last one, because it is a DS. But the reason why I've got it listed here is because the DS has a pull-out slot in the bottom, which it won't take the Game Boy cartridge in it, just won't slide all the way in. Fits the hole initially, but won't slide all the way in. It's a different form factor. It's the Game Boy Advanced cartridge fits in these, so you can play the Game Boy Advanced cartridges on these. Now, one of the things that also makes these attractive for a lot of people is because it's colour and it's backlit. It's a better screen than any of the others. People are picking these lights up with a broken screen, top screen broken, bottom screen still workable. And you can mod these, remove the top screen altogether, clean it up. You can actually get custom cases that are designed specifically to take the motherboard for the bottom section and the screen. And these become quite a good Game Boy Advanced unit to play with. And yeah, they're a cheap unit to pick up in the DS format, the DS Lite format. They're not expensive. They're a lot cheaper than an SP. But you actually get a very similar result as far as gameplay at a fraction of the price, just with a bit of a mod. So the DS Lites are quite attractive from that standpoint. And yeah, yes, you can upgrade a Game Boy Advanced with SP screen and rechargeable battery. The DS Lite, you've already got the colour backlit screen and the rechargeable battery. It's all here already, and you can pick these up for as cheap as, you know, $40 to $60 Australian. You spend you know, if you want, you can spend another $20 on eBay to get a case for the mod. So you don't have all the hinges hanging out left over, or you don't have to try and cut those off and fill in with plastic and sand it back, etc. The case is made for the conversion, and then for a fraction of the price, because to convert one of these, you'll end up spending, by the time you've bought the unit, the screen, the battery, and put it all in, you'll have ended up spending $200 to $250 to get one that's working. One of these you'll pick up in reasonable condition for close to $200, whereas one of these converted, you know, $50 to $70, and you've got the same gameplay experience out of it. So that's why I include this, because if you are looking to get the best gameplay experience out of your Game Boy Advance games, this one will do that. If you want to be backwards compatible to your Game Boy cartridges, you need to drop to Game Boy Advanced or an SP. I'd prefer the SP, but a lot of people love the form factor of the Game Boy Advanced and converted. It's not much more than the SP, and these are a lot easier to find, and all the kit to do the conversion is a lot easier to find. SP 101 screen, it's getting harder to dig up and find, and they're getting more and more expensive. But I do prefer those. The fact that I've got them, and I got them when they were a lot cheaper, doesn't hurt. So with that said, that's my Game Boy and Game Boy Advance console collection, what I play my games with. For all of you out there looking to enjoy those games, happy hunting.